Wow.
You made it into the chair.
You know what's funny? I have been so stressed about this. And the last time I didn't want in the chair at all, and the thought said, you're gonna get first, and I just relaxed, and bam. And this time it said, you're gonna get picked last, and it's gonna stress you out the whole day. And I tried not to, and I tried to just, wow, thank you. Sorry, I had to. So here's my question. The first time I came and saw you, I've always had this feeling that I'm supposed to be, or I wanted to be, a leader, that there's this power about me that I wanted to step into. Well, I'll go to a party, I'll have friends, and people recognize and they see it. But you had said, be careful about that because you could easily fall into starting your own religion, and then my perspective would suck just like everybody else's, so it kind of made me back away. And every time I want to step into that power, I start to think, well, why do they need...
But stop for just a moment, because we don't want to interrupt you completely. In other words, you're going to a place that we do want to address, but we want to remind you, stepping into that power is stepping into alignment where your power is. In other words, it's just not getting the cart before the horse. A desire or quest to be a leader, if it comes before knowledge of alignment, will give you a rough and uncomfortable ride. But if your quest is to align with your power, then you cannot help but lead.
Okay.
There's a huge difference.
Here's where I'm at, and I just kind of, I don't know if I wanted your blessing, if I wanted your insight, but I just felt...
You have our blessing, but it's irrelevant.
Thank you. There's a documentary, a piece that I've wanted to do for about 5 years, and suddenly everything is lining up and coming to alignment for it to happen. And it's about relationships. And everybody who got up this morning, it was like, wow, that was my question, that was my question. I had the CDs every month, and there was one CD that stopped, and I listened to the same thing, just coincidence, for 6 months, and it was the woman who wanted to start a website to make people wake up and to help them kind of bridge that gap. And you said, be very careful where you shine the spotlight. And so it's made me very leery about this documentary and this piece about relationships.
Well, if we have ever said that to anyone, it's not because we don't want you to do what you want to do. It's the cart before the horse thing. In other words, when people are looking for a platform because of the powerful place it will relevate them to, and they're not vibrationally aligned with the energy that will flow through them, they don't have a good time. In other words, there's a sort of backfiring thing that takes place. So all we're ever suggesting is that you want it and line with it and want it and line with it and want it and line with it and want it and line with it, and suddenly it will just be the next logical step. The best story that we have that speaks to this is a woman said many years ago, Abraham, my adult daughter wants to buy a bed and breakfast, and she wants me to help her. And she said to me, Mother, if we are able to buy this business, it will make up for all the things that have not gone right in my life. And this mother is saying, should I help? And we said, we wouldn't, because it is not the next logical step. When something feels that big, you're not in the vibrational vicinity of it, and it's gonna beat you up. So until something just feels like the next logical step, until you can't beat it back with a stick. In other words, you want to have the feeling of a tiger by the tail just taking you there, and when that's the case, go.
And so...
But until that's the case, you got work to do, alignment work. It's like with Esther. After all of these years of basking with the energy of Abraham flowing through her, when she lets something of a physical nature distract her from the vortex, it feels like the world is coming to an end, even though it's a ridiculously unimportant thing. When you are accustomed to enlightenment and enlivenment and alignment, you just don't take it very well when you step away from it.
And so how can I more easily break that? Because then I start to beat myself up over, I know better, I'm getting angry, I'm making bad, like...
Well, be nice to yourself and say, this is natural, and of course this doesn't feel good, and I know what to do, and there's nothing that I need to do right this red hot minute, and things are unfolding, and I understand alignment, and I'm mostly there, and things are going very well for me. And in other words, talk to yourself as you think your inner being might be talking to you if you were not so resistant and couldn't hear. In other words, try to soothe yourself, because we promise you, your inner being, if you could hear your inner being would be saying, it's all right. Your inner being would be saying, you're right on your path. Your inner being would be saying, if you could hear, all is well, just chill out. This too shall pass. This resistance will lift. It is inevitable that you find your way. It is natural that you do. You've carved out a wonderful path. It's that larger part of you. It's the you that was you before you were in this physical body, who has been expanding every day since. It's the God within you. It's the spirit of your being. It's the soul of you. It's the source of you. Humans want to call it God. It is that bigness that is you, that is big because of what you've been living here. It's that whole of you that adores you for all that you have lived. It's the being who has been the reciprocant of all that you have asked for. It's the benefactor of all of the life that you've been living. It's the fullness of you. It's the furthest, most expansive spiritual part of that which is you. It is the love of you. It is the soul of you. It is the source of you. It is the whole of you. It is who you must be in order to feel joy in any moment. It is your calling. It is your vibrational beingness. It is the reality that is really you. It is the real-time you. It is the furthest most extension of that which is you. It is life force. It is source. And it knows you intimately and adores you completely and appreciates all that you have lived and are living. It is there for you, beaming incessantly, holding itself in this vibrational attitude to make it easy and obvious for you to feel your way to it in order to also enjoy the fullness of that beingness.
Thank you. I still feel, why do I feel?
Well, because we spoke the words and the words make sense, but you've just got some residual resistance that you're in the process of letting go of. And we could speak it to you in some simple terms. You're just trying too hard. You're just trying too hard. You're not quite willing to let it just be the next logical step. You just want to poke at it and push it along a little bit. It's like, all right already. I know this stuff, so let's get the job done. And we say, let's let the job be done. Let's not get the job done. Let's let the job be done. Let's let it be done by the natural laws of the universe. Let's let it be done by the larger part of you. Let's let it be done by law of attraction. Let's let it be done because it's right that it be done. Let's let it be done because it is done. That's the thing that we so want you to hear. It is done. It's only your awareness that you can't see the evidence of the doneness of it that is holding you back.
I believe
there
that.
is great love here for
Thank
you.
you.
And we've enjoyed
Thank
this
you.
interaction immensely. And as always, we remain eternally in the vortex.